Dektak 3 surface profiler. The system will be shipped with the sample stage of the system. The sample stage is to be installed on the smooth glass surface here. In order to install it, you need a long flathead screwdriver, and you have to rotate it clockwise to align it so that this toothed rod will be aligned through the opening here. The stage also will be shipped with a shipping bracket on the stylus, which is secured in the place. So we can remove the shipping bracket if necessary, but I'm trying to install the stylus stage, and this way we don't bump into the stylus tip. After loading the stage, reach to the slotted screw and then rotate it counterclockwise so that the stage gets engaged. As soon as the system is powered up and the profiler software is initialized, the stage drive mechanism starts to run, so it is good to install the stage when the system power is off. So there are 3 screws holding the camera assembly. Usually the profiler is shipped with a microscope and camera detached from this tower, and I'm going to show how to install the camera. So the camera needs 12 volt power supply, and the power supply is supplied from the PC via the power cable here, and there is a video output going to the computer to the graphics adapter board. To install the camera, we have to align the 3 holes here to these 3 holes and place it like that, and start these screws. Do not tighten them, just I'll remove the shipping bracket. Once you remove the shipping bracket, make sure the stylus tip is freely moving in the stylus head. Now on the stage, if we load a sample here, So the stage could be for the y-axis knob on the right hand side moves the image left to right, and this knob on the front will move it up and down. Now by pressing F3 we can see the stylus coming down. So we see the tip of the stylus image and its reflection of the surface. So in order to get the image, I have a sample based on the stage. That's a good sign if the stylus is approximately in the middle of the screen. I'm going to use stylus up. So in order to begin using the machine, I will start with stylus reticle alignment. So the system indicates locate a substrate under the stylus before proceeding, and then once the tip of the stylus should be well within the box, the red box. Now once it is there, now I tighten the screws. We have to tilt the arm a little bit to bring it to the center, and secure these arm holding screws. So this is how we align the video image. And now the cursor is in the shape of X. Align it to the stylus tip image and double click the left button on the mouse. So the stylus goes up, the tower drives it to the top position. Now the cursor is a plus sign. So align the plus sign to the pattern and double click the right button on the mouse twice. Now once we update the feature alignment, the green cursor aligns itself and it will be superimposed on the red grid. So that finishes the video alignment. Let's do the stylus down again. So now the stylus tip is centered at the X and Y axis intersection. That's a good indication that our alignment is done right. I'm going to move the stylus up. Now I'm going to check the scan routine. The scan routine is a program parameters. It's a recipe. We have scan ID and scan length. I've chosen 750 micrometers. And the scan speed could be adjusted to low, medium, high. And depending on the speed, the data points will be selected by the computer. And the profile, I'm using the up and down profile. And once it is selected, the system can automatically level the profile after the scan. And I have selected that, and we can select bands if we want, the width of the band, like say 25 microns. So what it will do is the right and the reference cursor and measurement cursor will have a band, and that will give you an average measurement. And the cursor positioning is also adjustable. Usually for leveling, you want the cursor to be on either side of the peak in the profile. And the display range can be either manually selected or automatically. So I have chosen automatic ranging. And there are other parameters we can control, is filter cutoff, smoothing if you want. We can select those numbers. So once the scan program parameters are fixed, we can run a recipe by clicking on the run button. Run a single scan. The video image from the camera is superimposed on the graphics of the scan. So after the tower comes down, now we know where the profile is going to take place. That's the beginning point. And there's the pattern on my standard here, which is 9,800 angstroms. So I have chosen a low speed mode. So the number of data points will be 1500. So we can also see a white line here progressing as the scan is continuing. And right now the vertical scale is very high range, so it's only approximately 10 kilo angstroms here step. The step is noticeable, and this is the reference cursor. Now the profile is automatically leveled. I have chosen to put the computer on a different table because the cooling fan in the computer will generate a little bit of vibrations, and that will affect the scan. So this is the profile. The system automatically leveled it, and we can see the letter M stands for the measurement cursor. We can move it now to wherever we want. If we click on the F here, the speed changes from fast to slow. Click it on again, it goes fast. So right now the height is vertical difference between the reference cursor and the measurement cursor is about 9,800 angstroms. If we want to zoom on to a window, a section of the profile pattern, you can right click the mouse and generate a box and then replot it. So now it is zoomed on to the peak we are interested in. So here we can do, on the plot we can change, we can level it again, and we can select the reference cursor location and measurement cursor location on either sides of the peak and level it. You can also make that level as 0. You can 0 it, and then at any point of time you don't want to do that. You can again go back to the so we can save the boundaries too, so that we can, let us do the rescan again. From the keyboard, the function keys also can be used to run the profiler. The mouse is a serial mouse connected to the serial port of the computer, and this mouse pad needs to be used with this. Without this pad, the mouse won't work. It's better during a scan not to touch the table. If you touch the table, it will add some vibrations. The stylus is very sensitive. It is right now set at about 40 to 50 milligrams of force. The manual includes the procedure how to adjust the force if you want to change it. You need a force gauge for that. You can display video only or graphics only, or both video and graphics. And then the stylus up, down, and in the print menu you can print only the plot and or only summary or plot and summary. Even scan routine, the program can be printed for records. And assign printer port, if you click on that in the setup menu. I have selected external printer because I'm using a HP printer, which is a DeskJet printer. Veeco used to give a OmniPrint 426, which is a thermal printer. This system is coming with an external printer. So I have selected that, and I'm going to print a plot and summary. So the plot and the summary both are printed. And there are other menus available on the system. We can select the bandwidth of the bands or clear the bands and just have two lines. And then in the analysis menu, we have different roughness, height, waviness, and geometric pattern you can select. We can select average step height and peak, valley. All these parameters can be selected. And the unit, the software will automatically compute the values and display here. When you say compute here, all those values are computed and the readings are shown. Now, before doing the analysis, it's important to locate the cursor on the peak. So you have to move the reference cursor to the left of the peak and measurement cursor to into the zone of the peak, and then you do the analysis, then you get the measurements properly evaluated. There are also cutoff filters, long pass or short pass filter cutoff values that can be selected if necessary, especially when the surface is not smooth. A detailed manual will be included with the system that explains how to select the working directory and how to assign analytical functions to the keystrokes. And the diagnostics are for the maintenance, at the time of maintenance they use it. So I have selected default bands, so they're shown by these green colored things. So function key F4 I'm using to run the scan. After the tower comes down, there's a pause, and then of about 15 seconds, and then it will start scanning. This software is Windows 98 second edition, and no update is allowable. If you connect this system to internet, it may cause problem. The application software runs only in Windows 98 on this machine, and the setup parameters in the BIOS are fixed, they should not be changed. And the USB ports are disabled on this unit, and any attempt to change any software or hardware on this machine will disable the system from working. So to close the program, click on the close, and if you want to save the changes to the current program, you can select yes. If not, no. And then once it is in the main screen, you can click on Dektak. The video overlay screen opens up first. This is the video overlay. And then on top of it, the Dektak application screen window comes up.